Hey guys, Jeremy here from Aussie RC Basher, and pretty much today I'm going to be doing an upgrades overview sort of thing on the Traxxas Stampede that I recently bought off a friend, Brandon from the Madness RC. He had a small channel, and he got into RC cars a bit after me when he saw me driving my electric one, because he had some nitro ones, but it was a bit hard for him to run them by himself. And yeah, I ended up recommending him to get a Stampede 4x4, and he did. But pretty much after a lipo fire incident that we sort of had, you heard me talk about before, he decided not to really go on with that. So he sold me the Stampede 4x4, which was really good, because it means he'll still be able to drive it and everything. And yeah, so today I'm just going to do you an overview on how it's set up and what upgrades I've got on it at the moment. So, to start with, easily to see, you've got 2.8 Proline trenches on there. They've hardly worn it out at all. I'd say there's probably 80% tread still left on there. These are the best tyres you can get for the Traxxas Stampede 4x4. All-round tyres, great for grass, dirt. They wear out a bit quick on the road, but gravel, they're just all-round really good tyres. And then also, I'll move on to the chassis. Actually, I'll start with I'll then move on to the bodies. Pretty much the Stampede 4x4 came with two bodies. This was the stock one, and after, I don't know, maybe 30 runs or so, he just ripped the back body post. This is a very common problem with the Stampede 4x4. Whenever you flip it, it's very, very easy to wreck the back holes where your body posts go into on the Traxxas Stampede 4x4. So after that happened, he soon after bought the Traxxas Pro Graphics body, which is here. He didn't paint it, however I have painted it. I'll be doing a whole video talking about this body and showing you how it happens. So pretty much he bought a Pro Graphics body, and not long after that, the body posts had cracked and everything as well. So on both bodies, as you can see, it's very fluid on the inside of this one. I won't tell you any more about that. On both bodies, you can see I've shoe-gooed around all the body posts. This one is definitely worn more. There are cracks developing in other spots apart from the body posts, but in terms of where the body holes were, they were both about the same. So both definitely needed some good shoe-gooing. And then this is the other body I have for it. This is a J-Concepts Proline F150 body. Almost the exact same as the Proline one. Did I say Proline there? I think I might have. J-Concepts Ford Raptor F150, I think. I don't know. Anyway, I pretty much painted this body for another RC car that never really worked very well, called the Mad Truck. And it's a Stampede 4x4 body that I have pretty much painted for that car, and it turns out I ended up getting a Stampede 4x4, which means I can use this body. The only thing is, with the lowered body kit, which we did do, or custom body lowering thing, which I'll talk about in a second, it doesn't fit on there too well with that, so I can always put it back to the higher body posts, because as you can see, it hits on the wheelie bar back here, and also when your suspension's going up and down, your wheel's going to hit there, and a little bit when it turns, and I'll need to make a few adjustments by cutting out some more Lexan, or I might just, whenever I run this body, which won't be very often, I will put these body posts up, because this is definitely a show body, guys. Very nice custom body that I painted. Okay, so enough with the bodies. Here's the first upgrade on the actual car itself, apart from the tyres, is the lowered body mounts. That's what I recommended him to do when I seen these videos of it. Pretty much you just get the Rustler tie down posts in the kit, and then you just replace them with the higher body mounts, which I actually have just underneath that they're screwed onto, and there you go, that's how you level the body. Very simple. This just comes off with a screw underneath. And then move on to the shocks. With the shocks, stock Ultra shocks, and he popped a shock cap straight away. I recommended him to get the aluminium shock caps, which I have on the Rustler. They work great. You never have a shock cap pop off again. They're great shots. They're pretty good shocks, the Ultra shocks. However, when you get them stocked, the springs aren't too well, and they're not necessarily set up too well. So replace the shock caps and replace the springs are the main things you need to do. With the springs, I have the Integy spring set red springs on there. The only other things I would want to get for this shocks is the titanium rod ends, because they can bend while doing big jumps, which is what I like to do with this sort of car. As you can see, the wheelie bar comes stock with the Traxxas Stampede. So to the inside of the chassis, still using all stock electronics except for the servo. The servo I've changed out to a Bluebird servo from Hobby King. It was just that little bit faster than the 2075. Still waterproof, but I didn't quite trust it on its waterproofing, so I added some extra shoe glue around it, which you can use to waterproof things. I made a how to install a servo video on that if you want to go check it out. And then I'll use that 2075 servo in the Rustler. It's running a 2S battery. 2S is a little bit slow on this car, so I'm going to be putting a 3S in there later, which he did do a little bit. Was continuously breaking drive shafts. He broke about, I don't know, 3 or 4 drive shafts just in the rear, never broke any in the front. So recommended to him to buy the MIP drive shafts, but he never actually got to drive it with that before we couldn't get the car running. So I installed that with him, and they're working really great now. The heavy duty ones, haven't broken them at all. I don't expect to whatsoever, but you do need to do some maintenance apparently on them after running through water in a bit. Okay, it has the battery expansion kit because he needed that to run his 3S. And then you've got, moving up to the front end, you can see I have 2 bumpers on there. This one is the stock bumper, then you've got the RPM bumper underneath. Pretty much RPM come out with this bumper, which is very similar to their other ones. However, this bumper it looks really silly with the body. Well, not really silly, but it doesn't look very good. It provides you with more protection as it's a lot wider and comes out further. However, it's quite low down, so it means that if you take off a jump and then you land almost vertical like so, it's going to hit straight onto the body and the shock tower and everything. So it's really good to have both bumpers, and it looks quite nice with both bumpers as well. Apart from that, I think that's pretty much all the upgrades. As you can see, I've put a heatsink on there. This motor does seem to heat up quite a lot, so I do want to possibly change the pinion down, but that'll give me less speed. And with the 2S, I think this car probably goes about 40 kilometers an hour, so not very fast compared to, say, the Rustler. The Rustler on a 2S, it feels like it goes an extra 15 kilometers an hour than this, because this seems to chew up all the speed through its big tyres, and it's geared down a bit because of the four-wheel drive and big tyres, which slows it down. But apart from that, I'm pretty sure that's all the upgrades that it's got on here. It's really all the upgrades you need. We've bashed this car pretty hard, and we really haven't broken anything. The only thing he seemed to break was the drive shafts in the rear. So that's about it. The only other thing I want to get for this car is the stainless steel screws, and I would also like to get the outerwears or RC or Dusty Motors shroud to stop a lot of the dirt getting in here. But we've never had any problems with grass. You can see there is some grass there, but rocks actually getting inside the drive shaft and messing it all up. So that seems to be working fine for me, and it was working fine for him. But yeah, that's about it, guys. Just please rate, comment, and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was quite informative for you, and I guess I'll see you guys later.